Rob, thank
Hi,
you
Michelle.
for joining us today. I was just wondering, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and your business and what you do?
Well, I'm Rob from Lello Business. We're a business supplies company supplying customers across the southeast and the rest of the UK with products essential and non-essential that they use every day. So everything from toilet rolls to printed consumables and paper, and obviously more and more at the moment PPE and hygiene supplies.
So you must have been in demand then with toilet roll at the beginning of all of this.
It's been a struggling time the last 3 months, admittedly, but thankfully a lot of the pricing has now come back down, so that's good for all of our customers. But yes, it was challenging at the beginning.
I can imagine. So we're now starting to see offices reopening and lots of shops reopening. They're looking at opening from the 15th of June now.
Okay, yeah.
And I think at the forefront of every business owner's mind is, how do I keep my team safe?
Absolutely.
And how do I keep my customers safe? And we were chatting to Paul from Horsham District Council earlier, and his 3 top tips were social distancing, hand washing, use your happy birthday song while you're washing your hands,
Yes, yeah.
and also disinfecting and cleaning premises as well. So I know business owners will be watching that and thinking, well, what products do I need to get? What do I need to reopen safely? So what advice could you give to businesses?
Well, yeah, Paul's hit the nail on the head there. He's absolutely right with those 3 things. Businesses obviously do need to reassure the people, firstly, that work for them, and including themselves, as well as their customers before they come in. So there's a number of items and products that are out on the market. Some have been around for a long time. And some of the businesses that we're dealing with will have different types of products. So for instance, shops and just normal offices, they'll look to have things like wash stations. Some of these can be positioned outside a building. So before you even walk through the front door, you can wash your hands and then go in. Some of them are putting them or positioning them in just as you come into the office, so maybe in a reception area or something like that. So that's one thing that people can do. Shows a bit of reassurance to the people coming into those buildings that they're on top of these, on top of the situation. Something else they can do is that we're finding with maybe shops, more retail, and people doing takeaways, etc., is exactly what Paul was saying, is keeping this 2 metre distance. Now, we all roughly know what sort of 2 metre distance
About
is.
2 metres away, I think now.
Like we are now,
Yes,
absolutely,
exactly.
yes, following the rules and the guidelines. But some things that might be able to help that we found a lot of our customers purchasing already are floor stickers, where allowed, of course. And it's important to get the products right. There's lots of products out there that people can purchase, all sorts of prices. Thing is, with these products, such as floor stickers, is that they need to be the right thing that can withstand the weather.
Yes.
Or someone dropping something on it. We've seen some people buying some very, very interesting sort of floor stickers where the moment someone drops something on it, they slip over it or it disintegrates in the sun. So these can actually be positioned on the ground, whether it be a piece of concrete or whether it be a nice laminate floor. They come off easily when they need to, and that gives people this nice circle that they know if they're standing within that circle, they are now 2 metres apart from maybe the person in front of them or behind. So that's something that people have been using a lot in the retail sector, not so much on the office side. So the wash stations to ensure that your hands are clean, and again, there's a couple of different products. You've still got the push products for these, or you've got the automatic dispensers. All of these things are luckily in the industry back in stock now. So
I was just going to ask, because hand sanitizer I think was like gold dust.
It was, wasn't
for a
it?
while.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
can you get hand sanitizer again now?
Well, thankfully, it's not a problem we've had in sourcing this stock. The problem, of course, has always been the price of the products. We can now confidently say that the products have come down to a normal price that you'd expect. Not quite as much as maybe they were before, but they are now at a normal price and something that you can get value for as well, especially for businesses which can buy these in bulk, and it really does make a big saving. Again, with the dispensers, once you bought a dispenser once, you don't have to continue buying loads of different bottles. You know, you can buy a recycled package that you just pop into the dispenser and then you can use, just top it up. Some people are buying things in 5 litre bottles. Again, they're recyclable afterwards. You just keep topping up the dispenser. So they've become a really, really popular product that we're seeing a lot of businesses purchasing in anticipation for opening up on the 15th or after. So they're really good things.
Have you had a lot of call for things like PPE and masks at the moment? I know it was announced in the news that they're saying that they're going to be compulsory on public transport, but I would imagine that some people in offices and shops and restaurants will be thinking, actually, we would like some PPE or we need some PPE. So
Absolutely.
what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so again, that's the other side of the spectrum. They've been really, really popular with masks, visors, of course. We've all heard about people making their own, which has been brilliant. Schools, children at home doing the visors and stuff. So the masks, again, something that's now readily available in stock and now at the right price again. In fact, no more than they were before.
Oh, excellent.
What's important though with masks is people not necessarily maybe wearing these for the first time, knowing to get the right mask. There are so many different things out there, so many different products. You see things like NK95, FFP1s, FFP2s, FFP3s.
It's quite baffling. I know I had a little look online and I was like, oh, there's ones with filters, there's ones without filters, there's things that people have made.
Correct,
There's ones that look like people wear in the hospital, but I don't want to detract from the NHS.
That's right, yeah.
So you look at them and go, it's just bewildering to know what to actually buy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good point you say actually about, you know, do some people refrain from buying them because they're worried that, you know, they're taking them away from the NHS. Okay. Well, again, stock levels are right, but yeah, they're still limited on occasions where stock isn't available. So it's important to get the right mask for what you're doing. So, for instance, at the beginning of this, we found that customers were coming to us and they were inquiring about price, and they would say that we need a mask to go out and about and do their daily shop or whatever. And that's fine, and we'd obviously come along at Lello and give them a price for the mask that we knew was correct for what they were using it for. And then we would find that they would come back and say, well, actually, you know, I've actually managed to find some masks online, and you know, they're sort of maybe half the price or whatever. And when we actually investigate, we're finding that they're actually using something like a builder's mask, which will not help you in you know, trying to protect yourself against viruses or getting something. You know, a builder's mask is to stop you from getting dust inhaled into your lungs. Whereas if you look at, say, if we start at an FFP2 mask, that would be okay for you to go and use on the bus or go into a supermarket. And it's all to do with the amount that you breathe in from the outside and in, purification of the air coming in to through the mask, and of course being able to breathe as well out of it. So as those numbers go up, FFP2, FFP3 medical, which you would start to look at being within more sort of a pharmacist or maybe an NHS doctor's surgery, or used by dentists in the future and have done in the past. So yeah, around about sort of the FFP2 mask would be something that you can use on the bus and they're relatively well priced now. So you can buy packs of 25, packs of 50 of these without breaking the bank. Yeah, the masks are an important thing, but getting the right one is most important.
So you could advise businesses on which ones they should be looking at for their needs?
Absolutely, yeah. We've been trained in this over the last 4 or 5 weeks now. So yeah, from not knowing a huge amount about masks and more about toner cartridges, I'm now a bit of if you like, an expert on the masks and that. So if someone is concerned about what masks they should go for, best thing for them to do is to get in contact if they were going to purchase them from Lello, and to give us a call and we can point them in the right direction that protects them, their family, and of course the other people around them. But for businesses, yes, definitely make sure it's the right mask in the environment that they're supposed to be used in.
Okay, that's really good advice. I didn't realise there were so many variations with
it's exciting
PPE.
Stuff.
It is exciting stuff. So what would be your 3 top tips for businesses and offices that are looking at gradually getting the team back in or opening up for customers?
Yeah. Well, I think just to run through what the products I've mentioned, okay, so without a shadow of a doubt, the first thing to do is ensure you've got a wash station.
Yeah.
I know it's been mentioned before, whether they're inside or outside. A lot of people are going for something that's outside. You know, some of they're lockable as well now, so you don't need to worry about them going places or whatever. So that obviously immediately shows that your business is on top, whether you're a restaurant, you know, whether you're a takeaway, whether you're an office, that you're on top of the situation.
And I like that with them outside as well, because it means you can do that before you open the door.
Exactly.
And you're not worrying about, who's touched that door or how am I going to get in?
Exactly. It takes away the whole people using their little finger maybe or their arm to open up the door, or their foot or whatever, you know. So, which has got a health and safety aspect to it, of course, as well. So yeah, wash stations on the front of your buildings, or as close to the front as you walk into the office or bar or restaurant. Definitely, if you're a shop of any type, to have the distance in circles, which are very well priced. You can even have them logoed up, so that's another one. And once you're inside, you may want to think about either providing the masks for the staff if they're working reasonably close together, or perhaps pocket sanitisers that they can keep in their pocket around about 100 to 130 mil. Again, these are really cheap and you can take them home with you in that. So without a shadow of a doubt, those would be the 3 points I would say.
Top 3 products.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Fantastic, lovely. Thank you very much for talking to us, Rob. That's been really useful.
Thank you, cheers.
Thank you.